Okay, so today's quiz is going to be over solving equations with square roots and solving equations with squares. So the first equation here is going to be solving an equation with a what? I heard square root. So that's the note sheet you're going to look at, solving an equation with a square root. Now, your first point is going to be for circling the variable, drawing your line of equality. What do I do after I draw my line of equality? Make sure you box that square root and then box your answer. That's all going to be worth 1 point. So if you forget to do one of those things, that automatically takes 1 point off. Okay, now the whole reason why we put a box around this square root is because we need to get that square root by itself before we can get rid of it using SADMAP. So according to SADMAP, I need to get this square root by itself. So what am I going to get rid of first, Jalen? Okay, and how do I do that? Okay, and then our golden rule, whatever we do to one side, we do to the other. And remember, you can only do one step at a time. So you can't do multi-steps, you just do one step at a time. So on my left side, Jalen, what do I bring down? And then on my right side? I gotcha. And then on your right side? Okay? Then you have to ask yourself again, is what I had boxed up here, the square root, now by itself here? Well, is it by itself? No, what do I have to get rid of next? Yeah, we're going to get rid of that too, so we're going to divide by 2. So on my left side, I bring down my square root, excuse me, 8c plus 4. And then on my right side, Jalen? Is my square root by itself? Yeah. So if the square root's by itself, we can now move to step 2. Step 2 says to do what? Say again. I just didn't hear very well. Well, we're going to square both sides of the equation, right? So square both sides of the equation. So square and square root cancel, meaning on my left side, I can just bring down the 8c plus 4 now. And then on the right side, what's 11 squared? 121. And now, two-step equation. What do I get rid of next? Okay. What do I bring down? What'd you say? 117. And what on my left side? Okay. How do I get the c by itself? Okay. What's 117 divided by 8? What do you get? So we're going to get a decimal. When you divide a fraction and you get a decimal, we're going to leave it as a fraction. Okay? So 117 over 8, can you simplify that? No. Nah. So your final answer for this one is going to be c equals 117 over 8. Now on your quiz today, I'm telling you right now, you will not have a fraction as an answer. Okay? You'll follow the same type of steps that we just did, but you will not have a decimal or a fraction as an answer. Bless you. Sorry, that 117 looks a little rough. A little bit better. Okay, the next equation that I have is solving equations with what? Square. Good. So, again, point for circle my variable, draw my line of equality, and then I'm going to box the square. Yes?
I think my prediction of this answer is...
We'll see. I'll put it right there. Okay. Now, what do I have to do next to continue getting my first point? What's my square? What's being squared here?
2d minus 1.
2d minus 1. Now, this one's a little bit hard because we have two numbers that I have to get rid of. But according to SADMAP, what would I get rid of first? Try it. The what? Yeah, we're going to get rid of this 3. This top one, we kind of look at it like there's parentheses around the whole top, right? Just like what we did on two-step equations. So we're going to get rid of that 3 first because really the top part of our fraction or the top part of our division problem is basically all in parentheses for right now. So we're going to get rid of that 3 first. So what's the opposite of divide by 3? So we're going to multiply each side by 3. So what do I bring down on my left side?
The parentheses 2D minus 1 squared, and then plus 5.
Nice job of remembering the parentheses. And then on my right side?
You put a 30.
You better ace this quiz today. You're doing a good job. Okay? Now what do I get rid of?
I'm sorry, I don't know.
What do I get rid of next? Because the square is still not by itself.
Oh, yeah,
How do I get rid of that plus 5? Left side, what do I bring down?
The 2D minus 1 squared. Oh, yeah, you got to put the parentheses.
There you go. 30 minus 5? Okay. And is the square what I had boxed up here now by itself?
No.
Yeah.
You said it by itself?
Yeah. Is the square by itself? Yeah. What I had boxed up here is now by itself down here.
Oh, because you got rid of 3. Don't you?
So now, what do I do?
You got to square both sides of
Not square both sides. Not box it. Not square it. Look at your notes. Solving equations with squares. What's it say? Square root. Good, David and Kyle. So we're going to square root both sides. So square and square root cancel. So what do I bring down on my left side now?
Oh. 5. Oh.
And then the square root of 25 is 5. All right, pros. Y'all know what to do from here. What do I do next?
You got to get rid of that 1.
Plus 1.
That's 6.
So that's 6 you said. On my left side I have 2d. How do I get the d by itself?
Divided by 6.
Divided by 6.
Divided by 2. I was looking on the other
Woo!
side.
D equals 3. So 5 points per problem for a total of 4 problems, making the quiz worth how many points? So 4 questions, 5 points per question. So the total value of this quiz is 4 questions. Each question is 5 points. There we go, 20. You just added in the 5 plus 4. Okay, do we all have this? All right, let's look at the back side now. Bless you. Back side, same thing. So the first equation we have is solving an equation. Now, if you guys remember, I put this up here for you yesterday, the square root sign and the square sign. So if I see that square root sign, then it's solving an equation with a square root. So I'm going to circle my variable. I'm going to draw my line of equality. I'm going to box my square root. Now, how do I get this square root by itself? Take -2. Good, Alex. We've missed you. My left side, what do I put? Right side? 25. Now what? Put a square, because the square root's by itself. So I'm going to square both sides. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. What do I write on my left? 3b minus 2. And on my right?
I predicted.
What is it? What's the square of 25? Not the square root. What's 25 squared? So what's 25 times 25?
What you mean?
600.
Right? Did I mess up?
600.
I thought you supposed to drop 5.
25 times 25 is what? 600? You all agree? I don't have a calculator, so
Wait.
It's 625.
625. Okay, that sounds
Oh,
right.
I was off.
No, yeah, that looks better.
Man, we don't work with numbers like this. Where's your confusion?
It's just a square root of 25.
So we didn't square root it, we squared it. So that little 2. So that little 2 means 25 times
Instead of
25.
a little two, you should call it a baby two.
Baby 2, the square.
The whole time we doing well, like I used to say drop 5. It's like,
Majority of the time we do work with smaller numbers. This time I just gave you a bigger number. All right. Now, we're back to a regular two-step equation. So what do I get rid of next? Get rid of the -2 by doing what? By plus 2ing on each side. So I'm going to add 2. Add 2. Here, let me get that. Oh, God. Actually, you're going to move your desk over just a little bit for me. Pick it up. Let's move this thing. I don't really need this thing. I just don't know where to put it. Okay. So, that cancels. Left side, I bring down 3b. Right side, what's 625 plus 2?
627.
Okay. Now, how do I get the b by itself? What do we do? How do I get the b by itself? Division. Divide by 3. What's 627 divided by 3?
627 divided
209.
209. Man, we're working with big numbers in this one.
big numbers.
Bigger numbers than what we usually do. I usually keep the numbers pretty basic. Kind of makes you think we're not doing something right. But I checked it.
I don't want to know when to do this test. I'm going to get it.
Oh, I will say, if you guys do not do well on this quiz and you want to retake it next week, I support that 100%. We have some kids downstairs retaking the quiz tomorrow, so. Nope, you gotta take it. Okay, last one. This last equation is gonna be solving equations with what? What kind of equation is this? Square. So I'm gonna box what's being squared. What do I get rid of first? So I subtract 12 on both sides. That cancels. What do I bring down on my left? What needs, it needs to have the parentheses around it. And then on my right side? Yeah, 100. Next step, what do I do? I don't square it, square root it. See, if we have the square, we do the opposite and square root. So we square root, both sides, square root and square cancel. What do I bring down on my left? And what do I bring down on my right? What's the square root of 100? If you guys don't know, hit that second button. 10. So you're going to hit the second button. Your x squared, because it stands for the square root above, 100 equals, and that's how you get it. If you have the calculator with what Jaden has. Okay? Now, no, when I went to get more calculators for everybody, no, I'm good. Some people got different calculators.
I think the answer is 1.
You think the answer is 1? Okay. What do I get rid of next here?
Plus 1. I mean, minus 1.
Okay.
Then, when you do that minus 1, you get a 9. Yeah. So you want to drop that. Yeah, what do you say? You want to drop that 3? And then, what about?
Division.
Yeah.
It's 3. The answer is 3.
I answer already. Yeah.
Okay, Michael, so you said my answer is going to be, didn't you predict it was going to be 28?
No,
That was 2 problems ago. Okay. And then you said 1.
Yeah.
And then
I was like 2 away.
you're 2 away. Okay. Make sure your names are on these. Mr. McFarland is just going to come